Hey, Truth Seekers, Zach here. Today is December 21st, 2014. It is Sunday, and for the second day in a row, we are being told a police officer was shot and killed. Yesterday, it was two officers in New York City. Today, it is an officer in Florida. And since the very beginning of this video post, I've been talking about the conspiracy of 33 and these shooting hoaxes and the other hoaxes that are carried out against us. So let's get into it. Let's break it down in gematria as we always do, starting with Florida, which has become the site of quite a few of these shooting hoaxes, from Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman to Michael David Dunn to most recently this. And there's been several other stories in between, Truth Seeker, if you've been paying attention. So Florida in Pythagorean gematria sums to 38. 3 plus 8 is 11. It's an 11 state. Death in simple English gematria sums to 38. And perhaps that's why Florida gives us so many stories, these false hoaxes having to do with death. In the case of this story, I should say first, True Seeker, so often in these hoaxes, they always involve the police department. Police is a word with a word with a gematria of 33. Police equates to 33. So often in these shootings, the names are coded with 33, from the people reporting to the media, to the shooters themselves, to the victims. We'll get into it here, Truth Seeker, and break it all down. All right, so Cecilia, this was the name of the police representative reporting the shooting of the officer who was killed. Cecilia has the gematria of 33, just like the word police. Her last name, Beretta, has the gematria of 31. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31 through 33. Also, with simple English gematria, her name sums to 49, another number we're seeing a lot lately. In the Bible, the first book, Genesis, has a gematria of 33. The last book, Revelation, has a gematria of 49. Her name, Beretta, is also like the gun Beretta, which has the God numerology of 26. You start looking at the names of these companies that make the guns, Ruger, 33. Put Smith plus Wesson together, you get a 74. Classic Truth Seeker. So this shooting, the one of the officer today, it took place in a town called Tarpon Springs. Tarpon has simple English gematria of 84, just like United States of America with Pythagorean, just like Arizona, another site of many of these hoaxes. And to me, Arizona is a prototype state for the United States. I feel like they test in Arizona before they go more national with their bigger plans. Tarpon Springs, put it together in simple English gematria, it forms the 186. What's key in that is 86. The word triangle equals 86. The word pyramid equals 86. The word republic equals 86. Federal equals 33. Anyhow, this is the name of the officer who was killed, Truth Seeker. Charles Condek. Charles has the gematria of 30 and 39 with the S exception. Here, I just want to write the word police up here so you guys can see this. Police is 7 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 5 equals 33. See that 393 sequence in the word police? It sums to 33. But 39 is another one of these numbers. Comes from the Bible, Old Testaments of 39 books. Yesterday's shooting was in New York. NY, the abbreviation, equals 39. New York and Pythagorean gematria equals 39. Empire for Empire State equals 39. The UN is of 39 floors in New York. It's established on a date with a 39 numerology. This stuff is deep, and that's why we find it in the name Charles, and that's why it's used here. With simple English gematria, the name Charles sums to 66, like the number of books in the Bible. 39 books Old Testament, 66 books total. That means 27 books New Testament. The last name Condek has a gematria of 24 and 42. 42 is the meaning of life number. Right now we have this Michael Brown-inspired incident happening throughout the country. Ferguson and Missouri both have Pythagorean gematria of 42. Three-letter words with 42 gematria are war, sin, gun, sub, new, boy, GPS, even things such as UFO, 42, meaning of life. And think about how many of those words do apply to the Michael Brown. War, sin, gun, boy, sub. That all definitely applies. As well as new. It's been unprecedented. This case has been taken to the United Nations. Since when is the shooting of a civilian by police taken to the United Nations? It's unprecedented. It's unheard of. It's all part of the hoax, truth seeker. I wish it was all a pursuit of justice, and this was really a true story about justice, but it's not. It's about inciting hate and violence. The phrase race war, you see how police is 33 up here? Let me show you what race war is. Can you guess? See if you can guess before I'm done. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 5 is 18, plus 5 is 23, plus 1 is 24, plus 9 is 33. Race war equals 33. And it should come as no surprise, guys, because I've shown this from Sherman Hemsley and honky to redneck to so many other words. These insults we use have gematria of 33. It tells you who thought them up once upon a time, and it shows you how long the plot of racism is ongoing, and division and unnecessary hate. What we're experiencing right now with all this is just the evolution of it, what it looks like in the year 2014. All right, so moving on. This is the gematria of the shooter's name. His name is Marco Antonio Perea. The gematria of Marco is 23, Antonio is 34, Perea is 33. So here we have a shooter with a 33 name. He's also a junior. So often they like to throw the word junior in there. Junior is a 33 word. It shows you where that concept came from. Freemason concepts. So his name was simple English gematria, also yields some interesting values, especially the 88 right in the middle for Antonio. Here's that gematria of police one more time, truth seeker. And remember, this comes on the heels of the shooting of 2 police officers yesterday, which I want to talk more about. So here's that story from yesterday. Yesterday's numerology, date numerology was 46. 12 plus 20 plus 14, 46. Today's plus 1 more. That's why today's date numerology is 47. The 2 officers who were killed had name gematrias of 44, giving away the early coding of the hoax. That's how I can make these calls so early, because I figured out what they're doing. It's just ongoing. It's every day, unfortunately, truth seeker. It's the sad reality of it. So anyway, when I did this post yesterday, I hadn't even seen the images of these men yet. But once I saw them, I thought, what in the world? Since when do we get images like this? Are these even real police uniforms? You know what I mean? So here's what I did, truth seeker. I went to the web. I went to Google. And I typed in NYPD 46, just like this. And this story came up. And I just looked at it and I checked it out. I said, oh, cops from the 46th precinct beat a 17-year-old up really bad. And then so I scrolled down and I looked at their images of the police officers and I said, what in the world? Since when do we get images of police officers that look like this? These guys aren't even in uniform. Are we to think these are characters like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed? Maybe they are. Maybe they're hired just to instigate these hoaxes. Maybe this is their whole role in the police force. Maybe our tax dollars are going to hiring hooligans to do these incidents when they're told maybe in advance that their names will be cleared once everything's through the headlines and they've done their piece. So anyway, if I scroll down further on that Google search, there was another story that came up about a 46-year-old NYPD officer who tried to embezzle this money from other cops that was supposed to be on a giant Seattle football game. And I thought, what a weird story. And then the story talks about how he's depressed, but also just notice how the background of the image of this man is just like these officers who died yesterday. Same type of outfit down here. Is this what NYPD officers wear? The black with the black tie? And I don't know what's with the green screen background. Green screen in gematria, simple English gematria, guys, equals 113, just like the word mainstream, 113, something that they like to code so often. Let me show you something about Seattle and Manhattan, though, that maybe you didn't know before. You might find this interesting. Whoa, I don't want Seattle Seahawks. Okay. Seattle. In simple English gematria, 82. Manhattan. Am I spelling Manhattan wrong, Truth Seeker? Oh, I know what it is. Manhattan in Jewish gematria is 321, and Seattle is also 321. Notice how in Jewish gematria, both Seattle and Manhattan are like countdowns. And Seattle has this 82 gematria. This is the gematria of Armageddon. So the point I'm trying to get at is that possibly within these headlines, they're also trying to code to us some future event. And the connection between Manhattan and Seattle, as far as I can tell, is a countdown for possibly tragedies. We've already seen a major one in Manhattan. Seattle is ranked as one of the world's 17 most dangerous cities to live in the entire world because of the threat Mount Rainier poses to it. Mount Rainier could theoretically wipe out Seattle with an eruption from its mud flows. I went to college at Arizona State University, and I had a geology professor there, John Holloway, who told us one city he would never live in is Seattle, Washington, because we could live to see that city be destroyed. And then seeing this in Jewish gematria, where both cities are at countdown, Manhattan and Seattle, it makes it all the more curious. But anyway, True Seeker, I just wanted to document this, how they're faking us out with the police shootings every day, and what the deeper meaning of it all is. These guys beat someone named Tyree Davis, which has a gematria of 47, like today's numerology, 12 plus 21 plus 14 for December 21st, 2014. These are numbers we find so often coded, 47, 33, 74, 66. In this case, the officers' names were Joseph Ocasio, 39, Ocasio possibly, and Joseph Murray. Names with gematria of 39 and 66 again, like the Old Testament and number of books in the Bible. And for those of you who haven't seen many of my posts, Gutenberg Bible, the original Bible published with the printing press, has a gematria of 66. It's of 66 books. It's credited with a publishing date of March 22nd, like Yale Skull and Bones 1455. The year 55 is curious because the word numerology equals 55, and there's much numerology in the Bible. And yeah, that's just pretty much the extent of the message, True Seeker. Another day of coded false shooting hoaxes, and this is really how they're doing it. All these factors come into play. All right, until next time, be safe.